Football's back, baby. Oh, okay, it's Brunch with Brian. Yay. Some of you actually might not be happy about football being back. Some of you guys are very excited about football being back. And actually, this is the craziest thing because this year we weren't even sure we were going to have it at all. So maybe us football fans are even happier that there is football this year. And it is exciting that we have football back. So, football, baby. Now, of course, my team didn't do so great yesterday. So today our lesson is going to be the 4 lessons from losing and the 3 lessons from winning. Losing, usually you learn more when you lose, right? And guys, let's face it. I'm going to get into those. Actually, I have a lot to talk about today. I hope you got a couple of minutes, guys, because I got some really interesting things. You know, it's crazy because the football season just starting. I have a buddy who's really into the fantasy football. And when the football season starts, he's just all immersed in the fantasy football. And his wife, just over the years, she's gotten more and more sick of it. And she just said, you know, this year, she didn't even think there was going to be a season. But when it started, she said, look, Joe, it's between you and me. It's between football and me. And he said, well, we had 5 good seasons together. Okay, yeah. Okay, so why did the football player cross the field? To get to the other sideline, of course. Okay, you know that Washington team, obviously they're considering a new name. So they were looking at a lot of different names. One of the names they were looking at was the Possums. The problem with that is they'd probably be good at home, but they'd get killed on the road. For some reason, I think that one's funny. I think they're all funny. I pick them. I try to curate you guys some funny jokes. These are good football jokes for you guys to tell your friends. Why was Cinderella so bad at football? Her coach is a pumpkin. Oh, okay. Guys, it is cool that it's football season, and obviously I'm pretty committed to the football season. Do you think the Vikings have a chance? Now, last year, the Vikings actually went into the playoffs and beat the Saints, which everybody thought they were going to get killed. So, you know, so I have hopes. I have hopes for the Vikings, even though they lost yesterday. The Packers are really good. So, and the Arizona Cardinals. See, now I live in Arizona, and I'm a huge Cardinals fan too. And the Cardinals beat the NFC defending champs, San Francisco, in San Francisco. Now I sound like a fan. Oh no. Yes, but I really do like the Cardinals as well. So what are some lessons, guys? Lessons from losing. Well, here's one thing to always remember. Whenever you lose, it can seem kind of depressing and sad and aggravating. And sometimes when it's a really close game and, you know, something goes wrong or there's a bad call or something, it can be really tough. It can be tough to lose, but I want you to remember. And now relating that to real estate, sometimes you get really close to a deal. Sometimes it'll look like you've got it. You know, the seller's on board and somehow it falls out. Okay, so what do you do? Well, number one, remember that you can lose a lot of battles and still win the war. Okay, how many deals do you need to win the war? You know, honestly, guys, if you could do 1 deal a month, you'd be killing it. You'd be winning the war. Well, for some of you, some of you guys are pretty advanced and, you know, are shooting for 3 to 5 deals a month or more. So, but if you are just getting going or wherever you are, anybody would be very respectable, you know, is 1 deal a month and you're going to do really great. So remember, you can lose a lot of deals and still get deals, right? So if you have 5 possible deals in a month and you lose 3 of them and you still get 2, it's a great month. Okay, so remember, you can lose a lot of battles. Are you writing this down? Number 1, remember, you can lose many battles and still win the war. 2, do a review of the loss and identify your potential weaknesses that caused it. Okay, so review your loss, and it's painful sometimes. Watching the tape. Nobody wants to watch the tape after a loss. So you watch the tape, and you actually will review and write down why you lost. What were the reasons? How did I lose that deal? So if you lost a real estate deal, what happened that I lost that? Did I not build enough rapport? Did I not get over there quick enough and somebody got in there? Did I not get them over to my attorney? Did my attorney say something stupid? You know, look at everything along the way that could have caused that. And usually it's painfully obvious what you need to do to address it. Okay, number 3, create a plan to address your weaknesses. Now, write this down with a schedule. Create a plan with a schedule. So you identified your weaknesses. How did we lose that game? How did we lose that deal? And so you figure it out, and then by doing this review and creating a plan, then number 3, create a plan with a schedule. To address all your weaknesses. Okay, just get marginally better. Sometimes you don't have to get a lot better. Sometimes you barely lost. So sometimes just making small changes in certain areas, fixing your schedule. Time management is a huge thing for all of us. So if you can always address your time management, because what will that do? If you can address your time management issues, it will give you more time to practice. That's number 4. So number 4, I want you to over prepare and over practice for the next game. Okay, and in your mind. So over prepare and practice. So take action practicing for the next one, and over prepare. Use your plan, which you created in number 3. Say make your own luck. Now number 3, right by number 3 where you're creating your plan, make your own luck. How do you make your own luck? What is luck? Luck is laboring under correct knowledge. So write that down. Luck is laboring under correct knowledge. So I want you guys to create a plan, which is correct knowledge of how you can address your weaknesses and succeed the next game, win. And so that's exactly what you want to do. And don't write down practice, please, in caps and underline it. Now, how are you guys going to practice? You're going to watch the what to say and what to do videos. You're going to role play. Remember, there's a whole your turn section in there. It's a whole thing, a whole like your turn role play section when you go on our Wolff Pack. And you can just role play all the Pretty House videos and get very good at practicing those scripts. Or practice role play with another person if you have somebody. But you can role play with the characters on the videos in the whole what to say system. So what are the lessons from winning? The lessons from winning is number 1, absolutely. So it's half of you guys who are football fans won, right? Your team might have won. So is there a lesson to be gained in winning? Yes. Number 1, absolutely. I think it's important to enjoy victory. So number 1, write down, enjoy victory, celebrate. Remember, that's the feelings. That's what you're seeking, the win, right? So and then it's easy for somebody like me or somebody with my kind of mindset to just say, okay, we won. Now let's go, move on and start working on the next game. Whereas you want to take that time and celebrate the victory. And remember, like I said, all the planning and all the hard work, all the steps that you did on the other card when you lost, those are all so that you can get this feeling where you win. So, these are the feelings we want to reward with all the hard work and planning. Number 2, this is going to sound nuts, but treat the win like a loss. Hey, maybe you barely won. Maybe it came down to one fluky thing and you could have just as easily lost. And then you'd be thinking that this was a loss and you'd be treating it like a loss. So I want you to almost treat a victory after you celebrate. Treat it like you lost and do that review. Do the autopsy. Figure out what can I do better? How can I address our weaknesses? So always do a review to address your weaknesses. Because even though you won, nobody's perfect and you aren't absolutely strong. You have weaknesses. And number 3, again, it's the same as on winning. Over prepare for the next game. Practice with luck. Practice with laboring under correct knowledge. Wow, that was really good. That was very educational. Good lessons from winning and losing. You know how I like to just do the days just for fun, guys. National Coloring Day. So you guys who have little kids, you should look that up. National Coloring Day. Google that, and maybe they'll have you could do a coloring book with your kids. It's Boss Employee Exchange Day. It's Virginia Day if you live in Virginia. Yay for you. Cream-Filled Donut Day. Oh, I don't know if you want to really celebrate that one, do you? Okay, it's Sober Day. That's great. You know, my mom actually had some challenges with alcohol, and she's gone now. She passed away quite a long time ago in the early I think 2002. But she was the last like 10 years of her life, she was very strong and sober. And we have other people in our lives who are that way. I don't drink myself. And so, but that's kind of a neat thing to celebrate Sober Day for certain people. And Eat a Hoagie Day. There's always some kind of food days. Right. And it's also, okay, this is Cozy. Now, I want to tell you this because there is a service called Cozy that is actually pretty good for collecting rental payments. But it's also, it's actually, they have a day and it's called I'm on Top of It Day. All right. And so Cozy, check this out, guys. This is a good possible resource, COZI. It's actually, they call it a family organizer system, and it has shared to-dos. It's kind of like Google Docs, but it's got some cool features to it. And check it out. And you can set it up where people can make payments to you, like your renters, if you guys are still going out. See, now we have somebody in our mastermind group, Action Ann. Hi, Ann. And she was driving around collecting payments from all tenants. And in our mastermind group, we scolded her and said, come on, Ann, you got to get more automated. And so she set it up with Cozy. So you guys should definitely check this out, especially if you're collecting a lot of rent payments. Remember, there's a lot of different ways for people to pay. Now, we're talking about that at the virtual deal meeting. That's a new thing that's hot that we're teaching right now. And for those of you who got our What to Say system just recently, that's part of the system, and it's part of the upgrade, is this new virtual buying and selling system that we're creating. It's got the front end where you're doing the virtual deal meeting, and the back end where you're doing the virtual 1 hour open house. So very exciting there. So Cozy, but with the deal meeting, every one of you should have be familiar and signed up with some way to send and receive payments simply, because it'll help you when you're buying houses for your non-refundable option deposits. It'll help you with giving, when you're giving consideration on a contract. It's helpful in a ton of ways. So the ones we like are, Cozy is one of those that serves like that, but for taking payments, Zelle and Venmo are very popular. PayPal is like the old school one. So any of those are Zelle, PayPal, or Cozy. It's Live Creative Day today. It's also for, you guys know that I was an altar boy and grew up Catholic and all that. And obviously we're very spiritual folks. So it's Holy Cross Day, or however you want to say it, Exaltation of the Cross. People call it different things, Feast of the Cross Day. But yes, so that's a special day. And it's also Support Latino. For you Latino and Latinas out there, yay, that's a great thing. Okay, boy, there's some stuff in history too. Did you know there's a lot of firsts today? I told you I was going to go a little long today. There's a ton of firsts today, though. Star Spangled Banner was written today. That was cool in 1814. In 1868, the first, if you're a golfer, the first hole-in-one ever, you got to remember this, write this down. 1868, the first hole-in-one ever in Scotland. And in 1939, the first helicopter. That's kind of interesting. First helicopter is called the VS-300. And in 1956, the first IBM commercial computer came out. It weighed over a ton, and it had the first hard drive. It was called the RAMAC 305. Isn't that interesting? So you guys know I'm a history buff, and there's always something interesting in history. Amy Winehouse was born today. McKinley died, remember, and Aaron Burr, 80 years old, he died. McKinley, I didn't know that much about McKinley, and I read a little bit about him today. He was a good president, and he helped us out of recession. And that's what we need now. We need to get the country going again, and I'm sure we will. However it all works out, we're going to turn a corner on everything, and things are going to be great again. And there's so much opportunity coming for us in real estate investing. So I'm excited for all you guys. And football is back, which is always fun. Yay, I love football. So we'll have a lot of fun watching the games this year, hopefully. So that was a really fun brunch with Brian, and I'm going to throw the ball into the park. All right, just for the heck of it. All right, so here we go to say goodbye. So keep expecting success, taking action, and getting the best training. And so now here we go. I'm going to throw, I don't know. Okay, I'll try to hit that sprinkler head. Okay, here we go. I'll step up right here. Ready? Ready, Van? Okay, here goes. Oh, touchdown. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow on Brunch with Brian, and tomorrow we'll have a great Teaching Tuesday for you as well. So until then, keep expecting success and taking action, and we'll see you.